Donald Trump 4 times. They charged him with 91 felonies. They raided his house. They took his mugshot. Maybe it's time for payback. And joining us now for more is Deputy Assistant to the President and Senior Director for Counterterrorism, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, great to have you on.
Thank you for having me, Rob.
Let me just ask you, what's the mood right now like around the White House with this news? And maybe more importantly, what comes next?
Our moods don't change in the White House, Rob. We have one thing that drives us above all else, and it's the fact that President Trump is back with the mandate of almost 80 million Americans to save this republic. And I know he's a former liberal, and we're glad he's come over to our side, but I have one correction for the great Matt Taibbi. It's not which idiot thought this would be a good idea, it's which traitor. Let me be clear here. The language being used by DNI Gabbard and by others is absolutely clear. When you direct as president, and I'm talking about Obama, when you direct your director of the FBI, John Brennan, your director of the CIA, John Brennan, your director of the FBI, to use the most powerful intelligence tools in the world to sabotage an election and go after an innocent man, you are a traitor to the oath of office you took. The president is an unstoppable force of nature. He is as revolutionary as the founding fathers who gave us the republic. But it wasn't the redcoats we had to defeat this time. It was the deep state led by President Obama and his saboteurs, Comey, Brennan, Strzok, Merrick Garland, et al.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard said there must be indictments no matter how powerful someone might be. And again, I don't want to put words in the Director of National Intelligence mouth, but it sounds like Barack Obama. Do you think anything happens to Barack Obama? And people, look, Dr. Gorka, I know you know this, but people want indictments. People want arrests. People want revenge. And by the way, that should be okay if it's warranted.
Yeah, we're not here to use the power of the state as a political tool. We are here to actually implement justice with the blindfold put back on Lady Justice. And those who say, oh, you can't arrest a former president, have they seen my boss's mugshot? Have they watched the footage of armed FBI agents under the control of a corrupt FBI leader raiding Mar-a-Lago when it was under Secret Service protection? Because I remember that footage.
Right.
And I know that everyone should be equal before the law. If you committed a crime, and let me be specific here, this isn't about revenge or inventing spurious, faked charges. This is called the denuding of civil rights under the color of law. If you denuded President Trump, Mike Flynn, Steve Bannon, Carter Page, or anyone else, Peter Navarro, of their civil rights as an agent of the government, you have committed a felony. And that is in the U.S. Code. Look it up, Barack Obama.
Yeah, everything Democrats accused Donald Trump of doing, they actually did. And it's important to point out, Donald Trump doesn't win in November. We never find out about any of this. Forget about the Epstein list. Forget about RussiaGate. Forget about all of this. It all goes away probably forever if Kamala Harris is in the White House right now. Michael Flynn today, again, they raided Mar-a-Lago. Michael Flynn today called for a raid on Barack Obama's house. So they raided Mar-a-Lago. Why doesn't the DOJ raid Martha's Vineyard?
Look, I'm not going to speak for my friends Pam Bondi, for Kash Patel, Dan Bongino. These are all incredible patriots. But you raised this Epstein question. May I just comment on that for a moment? Anyone, and I think it's a lot of fake MAGA influencers, people who are just looking for the clicks, who are just looking for the dollar signs. If anyone is positing that somehow the Trump administration or people in the Trump administration or the president himself is implicated by some mythical list, you have to be a clinical cretin. Because if that list existed implicating us or the president or any one of his political appointees, I'm sorry. Before the election, it would have been leaked. after November the 5th, it would have been leaked. This is just absolutely asinine, Rob.
Totally agree. Dr. Gorka, we'll do it again soon. Great to see you tonight. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you, Rob.
All right, you too. Moving on now. The left love